The Dallas Cowboys are all over NFL headlines right now. Not only are they in trade talks to maybe acquire running back in the AFC, but also they are interested in bringing in Zay Jones as the new number 3 wide receiver for this football team. And guys, in this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about why this move potentially could change everything for them. On this play specifically, I want to show you a rare combination of size, speed, athleticism, an unbelievable catch radius, and the opportunity or the ability to make plays happen with the football in his hands. On this play specifically, all you're going to get is a quick little flat route. This wide receiver here is going to run into the way of this DB, who obviously is in man covered with Zay Jones, right? So this is something that they love to do here in, Oakland, Las Vegas, and also his time in Jacksonville as well, right? Just get him the football. That's all you need to do. Boom, little flat route, get in the way, and once he has the football in his hands, he's always a threat to make a man miss. At this point in time, it seems like he's maybe going to get 2 or 3 yards, maybe fight, boom, turns up the field, and now he has the speed to outrun guys at the same time. Boom, I mean, you can see the separation starting right there. He is faster than this DB, right? Getting up the left sideline, does get a shoestring tackle, but man, this is a playmaker, a guy that would be massive in Dallas. Guys, in this video, we're going to break down why Zay Jones would be huge for the Cowboys, but also we're going to break down some of the most recent running back rumors and somebody who could potentially be on Dallas Cowboys' radar. About a week ago, the Pittsburgh Steelers and general manager Omar Khan decided to decline the 5th-year option of running back Najee Harris.
Where we have breaking news. This all about the deadline to decide whether or not to exercise players' 5th-year options. The Steelers declined the 5th-year option for Najee Harris, their running back.
Then, a few days later, it was rumored that the Dallas Cowboys are reportedly interested in trading for Steelers running back Najee Harris, according to multiple outlets. And then, boom, just like that, a few hours later, despite rumors of trades, the Cowboys reportedly have zero interest in trading for Steelers running back Najee Harris. Now, obviously, these rumors aren't just rumors. These things actually go on in the NFL. For example, what probably happened in this case scenario, they called the Steelers, said, hey, what would you guys want for Najee Harris? And the Steelers said, something crazy. There's a lot of speculation that maybe they wanted CeeDee Lamb, right? Obviously, that's probably not true as well. It's probably just a stretch of the of truth. But at the end of the day, the Cowboys probably did check up, because why not, right? Steelers probably said, yeah, we want this, this, and that. And the Cowboys said, you know what? We're okay. We don't really need Najee Harris. Now, the Cowboys did re-sign Ezekiel Elliott. He will be back on the team next season. But with all of that being said, the Cowboys are most definitely still in the market for a running back for next season. And who knows? Maybe they don't add anybody. They ride out with Deuce Vaughn, Zeke, and, Rico Dowdle. But at the end of the day, the Cowboys had love for Jalen Wright. They wanted Jonathan Brooks. They, did think they could sign Derrick Henry, but didn't even look at it because they didn't think they had the cap space for it. At the end of the day, they probably could have got him on the team if they really wanted to. Right now, the rumors of Najee Harris. They wanted Marshawn Lloyd. This team, Dallas, they want a running back. And if one becomes available, whether that's, someone down the line like a Tank Bigsby or even a Najee Harris in a few weeks, if the Steelers say, okay, maybe we'll do it for this instead, maybe they still go out and trade for a running back. And with that being said, here you go right here. Former Jaguars wide receiver Zay Jones is visiting the Dallas Cowboys today. Jones has already met with the Titans and the Cardinals, but in my opinion, Zay Jones to Dallas could be massive. In this video, we're going to not only break down some running backs that could potentially fit with Dallas, but we're going to break down some film on Zay Jones, because this new news for the Dallas Cowboys could change everything going into next season. Now, do me a favor before we jump into the video. Comment down below, who do you think would be the best fit at running back, a realistic fit at running back for the Cowboys, if anybody, or do you think it's just Ezekiel Elliott? But also, do you think Zay Jones would also be a good fit here in Dallas? Now, with that being said, let's jump right into the video. Now, let's start off by talking a little bit about Zay Jones. Zay Jones is a very good wide receiver, one of the most underrated in the NFL, in my opinion, especially when it comes to those 50-50 type of catches. Now in this play specifically, he's going to run, he's going to stop here, right, and then get back to the outside, and this is going to be an amazing route, right? Now watch how this play breaks down. So right away, off the snap, he's going to just run straight, right into the DB. Right into the DB, has to stop backpedaling. Then he's going to, boom, let's fake this in, let's fake the dig. Have the DB bite up just a little bit, just enough, boom. Now he's off his leverage on that right foot. And now we have a little bit of room here to work. Boom, look at this grab. Oh, and a holding call as well. Should be a holding call. Pass interference. What a grab in the back of the end zone. Again, let's watch this route develop one more time here. Does a really good job, breaking off the fake dig at the perfect time here. Great footwork. But then you talk about his ability to go up there and just make those one-on-one type of grabs, right? You talk about having CeeDee Lamb. You talk about having a guy like Brandin Cooks, losing Michael Gallup, still having Jalen Tolbert as well. But man, Zay Jones could change the entire dynamic for this wide receiver core in Dallas. Now guys, real quickly, before we break down more film and talk about some running backs that would really be good fits here in Dallas if they wanted to go out and improve that room, make sure you guys do me a favor, hit that like button just so we can get this video out to more Cowboys fans around the world. But also, subscribe if you're new. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Cowboys for the rest of the season. So join the family, turn on post notifications, that way you're notified every time we post a Cowboys video, and every time we talk about some breaking news. We have OTAs, rookie minicamp right around the corner for Dallas, and I promise you one thing, we're going to be breaking down that rookie minicamp film, all of that, everything you need to know. We got you guys covered. Join the family. Let's talk a little bit more about Zay Jones, watch some film, and then break down some running backs that could fit as well. Now, one of the main reasons I would love the fit of Zay Jones coming over here to Dallas would just be because he is such a big threat in the red zone. On this play specifically, we see a 2-point conversion opportunity. What he's going to run is a quick just out, right? Gonna get to the outside. We got one-on-one man coverage here between him and his DB. The safety's kind of biting down just a little bit, acting like, they're in man coverage, right? So let's watch how this play breaks down. Just someone you want to throw the ball to. Another thing I want to show you is keep an eye on Trevor Lawrence's head, where he's looking, right? I mean, you have options all over the field. Up top, you got two receivers. You got the tight end, dragging over the middle. You got your running back in the backfield who's blocking for you. But Trevor Lawrence never looks anywhere else. He has one read and one read only. That is Zay Jones, knowing that he is a 50-50 monster, a guy who's going to go up there and make big-time catches at big-time plays. Guys, look at this for a second. 27-20 or 26. Ravens up by 1. 2-point conversion is good. Now think about it. Trevor Lawrence didn't look anywhere else. He had 100% faith that Zay Jones was, 1, going to be open, and 2, going to bring in the catch no matter where he was. That is exactly what played out. Now, when we actually take a look at Zay Jones through his career, he was drafted back in 2017 in the second round to the Buffalo Bills. And since then, he's been relatively just solid. Never been a breakout wide receiver until about 2022, where he looked really good. But over his career, we'll talk about 2022 in a second. Over his career, though, 287 grabs, over 3,000 yards, 18 touchdowns, okay? But also 10.6 yards per reception. Now let's go back to 2022. Was okay, right? Did good in 2018, 652 yards, 7 touchdowns. Was injured in 2019. 2020 moved on to Oakland. I think he missed some games over there as well. Wasn't a full-time player for them. But then 2021 kind of broke out a little bit, then signed with Jacksonville. 2022 was his breakout season. Played all 16 or just about the entire season, 16 games, 121 targets, caught 82 of those for 823 yards and 5 touchdowns, averaging about 10 yards per reception. And then last year, again, missed some time, but had 321 yards, 2 touchdowns in just 9 games. This is a guy who's going to come over to Dallas right away, and I think could make a big-time impact. You talk about what they have going on for them right now in terms of the depth chart at the receiver position. You lose a guy like Michael Gallup, but you have Brandin Cooks, you have CeeDee Lamb, and then you have Jalen Tolbert, who, listen, Jalen Tolbert a couple years ago in training camp looked like the next best thing, man. He looked like he was going to be a dog, but then went on to be a healthy scratch for the entirety of the season. Last year was, got a little bit more playing time here and there, but didn't get a full role. Now, they do expect him to jump into more of that number 3 wide receiver this season. However, if you add Zay Jones, put that aside, Zay Jones is the better player, right? Zay Jones would day one be the third best receiver, and it wouldn't even be close. Now, there are a couple of players I think that, Dallas could go and trade for that probably wouldn't be too expensive. And I'm going to name a couple of guys for you. One being Tyler Algier from the Atlanta Falcons. Obviously, they spent a top pick on Bijan Robinson. They also got a guy in Jace McClellan from, I believe, Alabama. In the later rounds, he might have even been undrafted. But, this guy is a tough runner. He's physical, 5'11", 220 pounds. He could be a legitimate starter. If it wasn't for Bijan, I think he would be a pretty good running back. And I think Dallas should pick up the phone and see if they could add him, right? I think Zeke is a very similar type of player here, but he could be a good fit, or he could be a good fit. And then you have Chuba Hubbard. Now, Chuba Hubbard is interesting as well. Carolina Panthers add Jonathan Brooks. They gave Miles Sanders a big deal. They're signing Rashad Penny. They have a bunch of guys that they like over there at running back. You give up Chuba Hubbard, who is young, still developing, probably for some low draft capital. That could be a huge fit for Dallas and Chuba Hubbard, who's looking to lose all of his snaps next season, potentially, if he doesn't start off training camp really, really well. And then you have two guys in Chicago, Roschon Johnson and Khalil Herbert. This is kind of like, hey, take who you like. I mean, Chicago, signed DeAndre Swift to a 3-year, $24 million contract. Then you have Roschon Johnson, a 4th-round pick, and then you have Khalil Herbert, a 6th-round pick back in 2021. Both these guys have showed potential, especially Khalil Herbert, who was, led the league in yards per carry a couple of years ago. I think both these guys are capable of running back 1s or even running back 2s if you need them to be as well. I think either of those 3 guys or 4 guys I might have named could be really good fits here for the Dallas Cowboys.